Hi to all our Lakers members, families, friends. Are you missing your cookery classes? Well, so am I. So I decided, let's make something and let's make it together. I picked out a nice simple recipe. You should have most of the ingredients already in your cupboards. It's an iced lemon Traybake. So let's go. As this is a Mary Berry recipe, I'm going to do it in a Mary Berry style, which is the all-in-one method where we put everything into the bowl together. We're starting with 225 grams of softened butter. We follow that with 225 grams of caster sugar. Next up is 275 grams of self-raising flour. And then we have 4 large eggs. I've already slightly beaten them. Add them in. We have 2 level teaspoons of baking powder. Add them in as well. We also have the grated rind of 2 lemons. Add that in as well. Finally, I'm going to add in 4 tablespoons of milk. I'm transferring that now into my stand mixer, and we're going to mix it slowly at first and then on high to combine all the ingredients. So once all our ingredients are combined, we're going to transfer our mix into our baking tray. And don't forget, if you don't have an electric mixer, you can always do all of this by hand. So I'm using today a silicone mold. If you have a baking tray, you could just line it with some baking parchment. And then we're going to transfer it into the preheated oven. So 160 degrees if it's a fan oven, 180 degrees otherwise. And if you have a gas oven, gas mark 4. We're going to bake it for about 35 to 40 minutes. So while our cake is baking, we're going to make the icing for the top. So here I have 225 grams of sifted icing sugar, and I'm adding in 3 tablespoons of the lemon juice. These came from the lemons that we grated earlier. Once we have combined the 2 of those, we get a nice smooth icing. And what we do is we put that on top of our lemon Traybake. There are 2 ways in which you can do it. Most people would allow it to cool, put it on top, and then you get a solid icing on the top of it. My preference is to do it while it's still warm. And what happens then is the icing will melt into the cake and then become more like a lemon drizzle. My favorite. Oh, the smells are lovely, and that cake looks like it's done. Just gonna test it with a cake tester. Pop it in the middle. Comes out clean. That's beautifully done. So I've allowed the cake to cool slightly. Remember I said earlier we can either put this on and have it as icing, or put it on while it's still a bit warm and let it sink in to make it like a lemon drizzle. And that's what's going to happen now. If I put this on while it's warm, it's going to melt into the cake and we have a beautiful, beautiful drizzle type topping. Now that's the whole cake covered. Going to leave that to melt into it and to set, and in a little while, once it's cooled, I'll cut it into squares. And our finished product definitely needs to be sampled.